This video is going to show you how to add a static page to your website, your WordPress website, and get it onto a menu which will go along the top of your website. So I'm not logged into this test website of mine at the moment, so you can't see this bit at the top, but I'm going to, at the end of the URL to my website, or the domain of my website, it ends in .co.uk. I'm going to do a / and a WP, and you can see some of it coming up there, WP admin, like that. I type in WP admin to the address bar and we get the login screen. I'm going to put my username, and remember me this time. Password goes in automatically because I saved it last time, and now you can see that we're on the WordPress dashboard. Okay, before I actually add the page, up the top here it's got visit site. If you just click that, it will take you to the site and wipe out this dashboard. So what I tend to do is on the top here I right click and then go open in new tab, and that way we have the front end of the website on one tab, sorry, and the back of the website on the other. I find it's easier to edit that way. Here you can see the menu that's going along the top of this sample site here. Be the same for many website themes, most website themes in fact. The only difference is your menu might be along the top here to the right, or it might be along the bottom here, but the process of adding pages is the same. So firstly we find the page section here, and if I just click on pages, or when you get the fly out there, the same as all pages, and I've just got 2 pages set up here. So what we're going to do is going to add a new page like that, and it gets us to the edit, and we're going to call it services, like you might do with a standard business page. Here in the editor, if you can't see these 2 rows of text, it's probably because this button here called the kitchen sink, meaning everything, because you can't see it. Once you click that and open up, it'll stay open now whenever you log in. There's 2 tabs here. One is visual, that is in the sense of you can put in text here and see reasonably how it's going to come out on the front of the website. It won't be entirely like that, but you can highlight things and then you can bold things or italicize things like that. So you can do that. The text is if you want to add code. In other words, it has none of the fancy text editing graphics. For the most part you will always be in visual unless some sort of technique or other tells you to go into text that you might read on a website tutorial or something. So old versions used to say HTML here, but the new versions say text. So anyway, what I'm going to do is add some text to this, and I have a little app on my browser which says dummy Lipson, which is basically Latin text, which a lot of designers use to fill in spaces until the actual text comes through. So there we go. Gives me instant text to the page, and that's basically it. Obviously, if another tutorial would be about adding pictures, but this one I'm not going to do pictures, so that's just text, which is purely on making a new page. So there we have our text, and really we could just go ahead and publish that if we want to, so I'm going to click the publish thing. But you might want to organize your page in a kind of a hierarchy. So services, you might have the next thing you might want to add is, say, I don't know, printing or something, and you might want that to come in the hierarchy next to printing, so you might want services and then / and then printing. So on the next page you create, you're going to have to use this, the parent, and then choose services as the parent page, and then the next page will appear in the hierarchy underneath that. Now you don't actually have to have those hierarchies built into the page structure to get the hierarchies working in the menu. The menu is very flexible, and you can put pages where you like in the menu. But anyway, that's slightly more advanced. So this is what we call a top level page. In other words, in the address bar it's just / and then services. That's how you could find it in the address bar of a browser. and how it will appear in the green link that appears under Google listings as well. The template is going to be, for the most part, a default template. We've got front page and full width templates with no sidebar, things like that, which you can play with. But for this basic tutorial, we're going to stick to default, and your own website might have different ones there too. Largely, if it says archive or blog or similar things like that, you need to ignore them because they're specialized pages for basically running blog posts on, so you don't want to use those. Set featured image, you might want that if it links to a page from your home page, but again, this is a simple tutorial, so we're not going to talk about those at the moment. I'm going to update it so it saves our text there, and go back to here again. Now we've already updated that page, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the menus here under Appearance, Menus. I'm going to add this page to the menu. Now, as you can see, as we publish the page, and it must be published first before it appears here, so we've got services there. Now, this is the most recent one. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you can't see your page there, then just check the view all there, and at the very most you can do a search if you've got a lot of pages. But anyway, in the most recent one here, we need to add it to our menu. But there's a couple of things we need to take note of first. If your menu structure has already been set up by yourself or someone else, then you're okay. It might look something like this. We've already got pages in here, but sometimes you have to create the menu from scratch. So I called this menu 1 and then obviously saved it. The very basic page you put in is the home page. Obviously you want to link to the home page. We'll show you how that works in a minute, but one of the most important things you must do in order for your menu to show up is make sure that the menu is in the right place and it's the menu that you've chosen is showing up, because it might be like this, in which case no menu would show up. In fact, what it would do is you may get a menu, but you would get either no menu at all, or you would get all the pages all at once showing in the order that you've added the pages. So you want to be able to manipulate them using this edit menus function. So the primary menu is the menu space. That there's only one for this type of blog. So there up the top there, that's the primary menu. So I'm going to select menu 1, which is what I've called it, and save changes. Now that may already be done for you, so you might not have to worry about that at all. If you've got a functioning menu already and you just want to add a new page for it, then that undoubtedly has been done already, and then you will have something like this showing the pages down the bottom. So just simply to add the page to the menu, you need to click Services and then Add to Menu, and it will appear down the bottom here. And what you can do, you can see that the little arrows change into 4 points, so it means you can slide it up and down like this. So if I wanted just after home, click Save Menu, and on the website it should appear just after home. There it is. And then if I click on it, you can see the text there. Okay, so that's the very simple way of adding a new page and then add it to the menu. One other refinement you might want to take note of is if you want a menu to appear underneath as a drop down, you can usually just slide the menu item over that you want to put a drop down. Say you wanted both of those like that. Save the menu again. Go back here. Don't forget to refresh the page or else you won't see what you've just done. And there they are underneath there in drop downs. Okay, so you can see how that simply works.